this is Gbpusd monthly time frame, as you can see here. And if we look at the monthly time frame, basically I'm not trading on the monthly time frame, but we just want to get the overview of what the market or what the price is saying on this time frame. So that's the reason why I'm starting from a daily time, from a monthly time frame rather. So, and I will walk you through to the lower time frame, and that's the reason why this is called the top-down analysis. So let's start from here. Look at here. You can agree with me here that we have a break of structure at this point, right? And price was retracing down. So in a bullish direction, price not ought to take this area out. You get? So price took this area out, and that confirms a market structure shift for us. I want you to listen carefully to this story. So price confirms a market structure shift for us here, which is an indication that price is about to change its direction. And if you look at it, price came back into this area of POI here. So price came into that area of POI, even though it's not, let's see, so even though it's not up to the premium level, but we want to agree that price eventually came back into this POI. And what happened thereafter? We saw this break of structure to the downside. As you can see, price break structure to the downside. And what happened again? Price came back into this POI twice. And for those trading the support and resistance stuff, they will see this as double top. I don't want to go into that. So price came back into this POI, and what happened again? We have a crash to the downside, so giving us another break of structure to the downside. So with all these stories now, it is obvious to us, it is clear without any argument that Gbpusd from the monthly time frame is pretty much bearish. You cannot argue with that. It is bearish based on my stories. But the question is, am I trading on the monthly time frame? Which is basically no. Because if you are to trade on the monthly time frame, believe me, you can be on this monthly time frame for years without finding an entry. So let's go back to the story again. We have a break of structure here to the downside, and this movement to the upside happens to be what? Happens to be a retracement. And as you can see, price retrace back into POI here, into this area of POI as well. You can see price came back into that area of POI, which is within our premium level on the monthly time frame. So we have a pullback on the monthly time frame to our premium level, and now we can see rejection inside of this POI. So if price will continue to go bearish, I'm expecting price to eventually come to this level, or even come to what we call parity 1.0. So price may eventually come to 1.0. So let's put it that way. And that is basically my anticipation that Gbpusd will eventually come to parity. But the truth is, we are not going to get that on monthly time frame for now. So what are we going to do? We know that price is sitting inside of a monthly PO high here, and we expect that price will trade bearish. So now from this analysis, now we'll now jump to weekly time frame. This is how top-down analysis is being done. So let's jump to weekly time frame. So we are on the weekly time frame now. And what can we say on the weekly time frame? Just like I have said, on each time frame, we just have to tell the story. Then we are going to merge everything together. So in order for us to get a bias or position ourselves for something at the end. So if you remember, I told you that this area is a monthly PO high. So if you remember, this area is a monthly PO high, which we have seen. So if price happens to want to retrace back upward into the monthly PO high, definitely price will be creating a bullish movement of higher highs, higher lows to that monthly PO high before mitigating it. And you can agree with me that at this point here, we have a break of structure to the upside, and that break of structure happens to be what led into this monthly PO high. So after that, we observe something on this weekly time frame. We observe a market structure shift at the same time. So we observe a market structure shift, and thereafter we saw price creating this retracement on the weekly time frame, right? So using our premium and discount, we see that this rejection on the weekly time frame, which is this candle on the weekly time frame, also align inside this weekly PO high here. So let me remove this. So this is our new PO high that we want to work with now on the weekly time frame. So basically, the weekly time frame also is telling us that we should look for opportunity to sell, but we cannot trade on the weekly time frame, and that's the reason why we need to scale to our daily time frame. So now on the daily time frame, this is the daily time frame now. What can we see on the daily time frame? We see that price is basically rejecting this weekly time frame PO high, but to our greatest surprise, price did not pass this support level. So price did not pass that support level. So there's still every tendency. We don't know what price will do based on this daily time frame. Price may still likely to push up or break through and continue to come to this let's say this draw on liquidity here. So we cannot trade on the daily time frame, so we need to go to the 4-hour time frame, and this is where it will now get interesting. So if you are a swing trader and you want to take a sell, this is what you need to do. You need to wait for price to take out this area, take out this support area, like something like this. You need to have something like this, a breakout of this place, and you wait for a pullback to a 4-hour PO high before you can sell up to this point. So that is my analysis for the swing traders. But if you happen to be, let's say you want to take a trade based on being a day trader or a intraday trader, you can see that the 4-hour is basically still telling us that we are bullish. So you can see from here, we have a break of structure here. So we've not yet confirmed the bearish movement on the 4-hour time frame, and that's the reason why I'm saying to the swinger that they need to wait for a break here and probably a retest into the 4-hour PO high, and they can look for opportunity to sell. And if you look at the 4-hour PO high, If you look at the 4-hour time frame, there's a PO high here that price may likely return into. Let me remove this big PO high. So since we are on 4-hour time frame, so price may likely come back into this PO high on 4-hour, or price may likely come back into this PO high before we can look for opportunity to sell. So we have two areas where we can actually look for opportunity to sell on the 4-hour time frame. So as a day trader now, or intraday trader, when you go to 1 hour, you can easily look for opportunity to do what I call counter trading. So counter trading in the sense that you now have the understanding that price will make a reversal. For as much as price remain within this support level, definitely price may create a kind of bullish movement to this area now. So when you now see something like this, then you should position yourself to counter trade into this 4-hour PO high. So when price now gets into this 4-hour PO high, that is where you should be careful, because don't forget, from the monthly time frame it is bearish. So price may get into this PO high, reject this PO high, and started going bearish, because the overall trend from the monthly time frame is bearish. So we taking a buy is just for us to counter trade. We are only just counter trading. So that is the analysis, guys. If you want to take a quick trade, you can look for a buy opportunity, provided that price is still above this support level here. So you look for a buy opportunity. If we scale down to, let's scale down to 15 minutes, you will see that, yeah, if you scale down to 15 minutes, you can actually wait for price to break this area. So wait for price to break this area on the 15-minute time frame if you are a day trader or intraday trader. So just wait for something like this. So when we have something like this, you can now wait for a pullback into this 15-minute PO high. Then you will take your buy to this level and you will exit your trade. So it's very simple. So this is my overview analysis on GBPUSD. If you are to position yourself for a buy, which is a counter trade, wait for this level here on the 15 minutes to get broken. So if we have a break out of this place, just wait for a retest, then you look for opportunity to buy to this PO high here. So when you get to this PO high, you need to be very careful, because price may create a market structure shift from this point, something like this. Then we may have opportunity to sell again. If that does not happen, price may break this PO high and go into this level here, and from there we may have opportunity to sell again.